So we're starting off this week's video with roast chicken and stuffing baguettes. So I made up some sausage meat stuffing just by using packet stuffing mix and mixing it with some sausages out of their skin. I roasted a whole chicken. I put a garlic cube, a ginger cube, an orange and a lemon in the cavity, and then I seasoned it with salt and pepper and put that in the oven. And then we just had some part baked baguettes, so I filled the baguettes with the stuffing and the chicken, and then we did some lovely crispy roast potatoes. Just thought these were perfect to go with the baguettes. And I also made some gravy using the juices from the chicken, so it was really nice. It was like citrusy, orange and lemon, and it had all the really nice flavours. And then we just ended up dipping the baguettes into the gravy and serving the roast potatoes on the side. I was going to do carrots and broccoli, but to be honest, I just thought this was enough. And there was so much there that we probably wouldn't have needed them anyway. But yeah, the only thing that would have made this even more perfect would have been loads and loads of cranberry sauce. But sadly, I didn't have any, but the gravy was really, really good. So after last night's dinner, we've got leftovers, which I'm really happy about because it means I can turn them into something else. I'm not 100% sure what to do, so this is what I've got so far. I've finely diced, well, I've chopped up an onion, it's not finely diced. I've got a block of garlic, so I'm going to use that. I've got some of the chicken that we didn't use, and then the sausage meat stuffing, and it's gone quite crumbly today, which is good because I can put it in like a sauce. We've got some of the gravy, which I made with the chicken juices and the orange and the lemon and everything. And then I've got some roast potatoes, and I've also got carrots in the fridge. I've got like peas and sweet corn and that. I don't know if I mentioned I also had creme fraiche to use up. Is this creme fraiche? I think it is. Can't remember what it was. Yeah, light creme fraiche. So I've also got that to use up. So yeah, I don't know if to make something like a saucy dish to go with either pasta or with the leftover roast potatoes, whether to make a big soup or whether to make it into like a pot pie and then go and grab some like pastry from the shop and put that on the top. But either way, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just trying to think what the boys would like most. Me, I'd probably turn it into a stew because it's one of my favourite things. I don't know whether they'd rather that or whether they would rather have it with pasta. But anyway, I'm waffling. So what I'm going to do is get my spray oil, put some in my pan, and then I'm going to do my onion and garlic really, really low so that it goes nice and soft. But if you turn the heat up and try and rush this, your garlic will go bitter and your onions will burn. So it's always worth doing it low and slow, even though it takes a little bit longer. Let me know down below what you would make. I mean, obviously it'll be too late by the time I see the comments, and I'll have already made it, but I'll be interested to know what you would have made with these leftovers, whether you'd make a pie or a pasta or a soup. I just love my soup. Okay, so I messaged my mum and she has said, make it easy on yourself and go for soup. So that's what I'm going to do, because I always go for what everyone else wants, and actually I really like soup, so that's what I'm going to do. And I've got loads of bread and things, so I might do like some toast with it or just bread and butter if they want, or they can always have cheese toasties if they're like extra hungry. So I've got my onion and garlic softened in there. I've just chopped up some carrots that needed using out the fridge as well, so it gets rid of those. They're going to go in, and then I'm also going to add in my gravy that I had left over. And I'm probably going to have to add some chicken stock cubes and some boiling water as well, because I need a little bit more liquid. I'm going to put the roast potatoes in the stew as well. So I've made up 2 litres? Yeah, about 2 litres of chicken stock. I'm going to add that in. My roast potatoes that I've chopped up. I don't know if you see that very well. Try not to get them to go everywhere. And I lost a couple. So I'm going to add in my sausage meat stuffing. So this is sage and onion stuffing with sausage meat. And that will really flavour it nicely as well. I'm going to put some black pepper in. That will break down as it cooks. Got my leftover chicken as well. So I'm going to let that all boil and the carrots cook and everything kind of combine together. Then I'm going to give it a taste. It's already actually quite thick. Then I'll add the leftover creme fraiche and anything else I find along the way, but I will be letting you know whatever I put in it. And yeah, I think that will be it. So here is my roast dinner leftover soup all finished. I added the creme fraiche. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not, but I let it cool down, added the creme fraiche. It's turned out really, really nicely. And then I've just done the boys a toasted cheese sandwich in the air fryer. So like an air fried cheese sandwich with some of the strong red Leicester and some mature cheddar. And then I just buttered both, like the top and the bottom. Put it in the air fryer for about 10 minutes on 195. And yeah, this is what we've got for dinner. So for the next day, I've got my leftover soup in my big Disney mug. So we all had this soup for dinner last night. And then I've got 2 more portions in the fridge plus this one. So that leftover soup did 5, 6, 7, 8 portions, which is really good. Then I've just got some carrots to go with it because I'm trying to eat like at least a carrot a day. I probably won't eat all of these, to be honest. And a little pot of this avocado hot sauce, the sriracha one. I absolutely love it. I got it for like 70p a bottle, and I'm really sad because they don't do the avocado one anymore, and the one they do is £3.50. So yeah, it's a bit sad that I didn't get more of those when they were 70p, but yeah, that's what I'm having for my dinner. So we've got a really nice simple dinner tonight, but a really good favourite of ours. So we've got muscle food gammon steaks, which I buy every time I do a muscle food order. They're really, really good. This isn't sponsored, but I have worked with them in the past. Gammon, I've just done it on my Tefal grill, which is amazing for cooking stuff like that, but I haven't used it for a really long time. I've done oven chips, and I've also done fried eggs, and this is for one of the boys. I'm probably going to have mine with salad because I just prefer salad to egg and chips, but yeah, this is what we have got for our dinner tonight, a real like pub classic. So I'm just about to make my slow cooker macaroni cheese, but this time round I'm actually doing it slightly differently. I don't know why my camera's got a moon on it. I'm hoping that I have not changed the setting. Okay, so I'm doing it slightly differently to I usually do it. If you want to know how I make my normal mac and cheese, then there is a video on this channel which explains it all properly, but today I usually parboil my pasta. I'm not going to bother, I'm just going to put it straight in my slow cooker. I'm kind of short on time. So I've grated my cheese already. There is a lot of cheese here. We've got 200 grams of red Leicester. It's a Barber's aged red Leicester cruncher. That's the only one I could find in Sainsbury's. And then I've also got 170-ish of mature cheddar. So I'm just going to stick that in. This makes like double, about 8 portions I think, by the way. So maybe even more. Anyway. They also didn't have the key ingredient, which is a tin or 2 tins of condensed soup. It has to be condensed cream of chicken. They only had cream of chicken, and I've never made it without the condensed one, but like I said, I didn't have time to go to another shop and find it, so I'm just going to use 2 tins of normal soup. If this works, then I'll do this in future because these tins are 67p and the condensed one in Sainsbury's was like £1.15, so it will make a difference to the cost. So I'm going to pour those 2 in. To make up for the fact that this isn't double strength, I'm actually going to add 2 like chicken cuppa soups because I thought that that will add more chickeny flavour without adding more liquid, and it might make up for the fact that there is no condensed chicken soup. So I add chicken soup, like packets of chicken soup to homemade soups sometimes, if I just want to add a little bit of creaminess. So I'm just going to shake those 2 in as well. And then I need 120ml of lighter than light mayo, 120ml of that, and then I'm going to use 120ml of lighter creme fraiche. I just got the light one, that in as well. 2 teaspoons of onion granules, 1, 2 roughly, and then some mustard. For mustard I'm just going to use what's left of this Dijon. It's probably about a teaspoon. And I also had some gammon steaks in the fridge that I haven't used up and need using, so I'm going to put those in as well. And then I think that is about it. So I'm going to grab a spoon. Right, so I'm just going to give it a mix, and then I'm going to put it on, do I cook it on high or low? Low. I usually cook it for 3 hours on low. So I'm going to start with that and see what happens. And hopefully it turns out just as amazing as always. But I've done it completely differently and I'm probably going to regret it. I needed something that I can put on and leave, and the boys can help themselves when they come in because I'm out and about. And yeah, so it will just be sitting there, and it's easy to reheat, and there'll be leftovers, and it's not very expensive to make. I'll give it a good mix and we're going to see what happens. So I will be back in 3 hours to update you. Fingers crossed. I mean, it's pasta and cheese. What could go wrong? Famous last words. So it's been 3 hours and I can confirm that this is just as good as when I make it any other way. So you don't necessarily have to use the condensed soup. You can just use normal chicken soup and add in the cup of soups as well. And yeah, it's come out really, really nice. I'm really pleased with it. So I'm going to turn it off now because it's all finished cooking. So I'm just starting tonight's dinner, and I'm going to kind of do a Nando's, as you might be able to tell. I'm going to do this sort of, I think they're Fino pittas or something, I don't know what they're called. Basically we've got soft pita breads, which I got reduced, these were like 55p. And then we've got some chicken thigh fillets. So I've got this peri peri rub for those, and that's going to go in the pittas. I've got some Mexican style rice, I'm just cheating to be honest. And I'm going to use the packet one. Then I've got halloumi, that's also going to go in the pittas. I've got some peri sauce and sweet chili jam. I've also got some peri peri mayo as well. Then I'm going to do some peri salted fries. So we just got this Nando's peri peri salt. I'm just going to do those in the oven. And we're also going to make some form of macho peas. So we're going to cook the peas, add some mint sauce, and then we're going to add some chili flakes to that and kind of crush those up a little bit, maybe a little bit of garlic. And I'll kind of, yeah, I'll show you it once it is all put together, but it's like a Nando's at home kind of thing. And so I've just mixed my fries, they're just frozen fries, in with the peri peri salt, and because they're frozen they're kind of like sticky, not sticky, they've got oil on them, so they're already, so the so the coating is sticking to them because they're frozen. And I'm just going to pop these in the oven, bless you. And then we're going to start on the rest of it. So for the peas, I've just done the frozen peas, a big squeeze of mint sauce. I've put some onion granules and some chili flakes and also a little bit of salt, and I'm just going to microwave them, mash a few of them up so that they're like half mashed, half not. We've got our chicken, peri peri chicken over here being peri-peried. Is this a hot? I don't know. What did I get? Medium, so I hope it's not too spicy for everyone. You can cook that in the air fryer. The fries are in the oven, peas going in the microwave, rice will go in the microwave, and halloumi will go in a dry pan on the hob. You've run out of seasoning, haven't you? Nearly. You have to like scrape some off the others.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. So here we are served up. In here we've got lettuce, we've got some peri-naise and some of the Nando sweet chili jam, and then we've got our chicken, so our peri peri marinated chicken thighs, grilled halloumi, and I think that's it to say lettuce. And then we've got our macho peas that have come out really, really nicely, our spicy rice, and our peri seasoned fries. And this is what we're having for dinner tonight, like a fake away Nando's. Fandos. So I'm just preparing a massive winter vegetable stew in my slow cooker. I love this time of year when you can throw in all that winter veg. So I've literally filled it up. In here we've got one diced swede, we've got parsnips, carrots, potatoes, onions, and then I've used 2 of these beef casserole like seasoning mixes. I've just sprinkled those over the top. We've got 1 cube of ginger and 2 cubes of garlic. I'm also going to add in some smoked paprika, not sure how much, just some, give it a nice smoky flavour, and a couple of big teaspoon dollop kind of things of English mustard. And then I'm going to pour water over the top, boiling water, and then I'm just going to stick it on low. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough seasoning or not, but it's a good start. I'm also going to pop some black pepper in, and then I'm just going to mix this round, and I can always add more to it once it's sort of started to cook and I can actually taste it, but for now I don't want to add too much more in case those seasoning mixes are really strong. I don't usually use things like that, not often, but I just thought it might be easier. So I'm going to give this a good mix and then pop the lid on, leave it on low for probably 6 to 8 hours, and then I will show you when it is done. So here is my completed stew. It came out really well. This is actually cold now, like stone cold, because I finished cooking it a while ago. The idea behind this one is that it's going to be put in the fridge and freezer for like lunches, so Steve can take some to work, I can have it for my lunch, the boys can always take it in flasks as well. And yeah, the only other thing I added, I put a teaspoon of salt, and then I added some gravy as well, like just some beef gravy to it, because it just needed a bit more of a beef flavour. I'm not overly keen on the casserole mixes I used. I don't think I'd bother buying them again. Much better to add your own sort of seasonings and things, I think. They're fine if you need them in a pinch, but they really didn't do a lot. How perfect is that for this time of year? It's just full of vegetables. There's no meat in it, so it'll last ages. Bless you, Hobbs. This is just the ultimate winter comfort food, served with a nice piece of crusty sourdough bread. Yeah, delicious.
Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.